Mike Dubus, 14 Morse Drive. Last meeting, I asked a question. I didn't get any answer. I don't know if I'm supposed to read it somewhere or something else. I asked for the number of students accepted to go to school not of record in the last 10 years. Not how many students are attending those schools, except if be over 4 or if they don't graduate 5 years. I guess I could divide by 4, but I was wondering about the answers to that question. And I have 3 other questions. Number 1, why are you using the Ed 320 New Hampshire Administrative Rule instead of using the contract maintenance agreement that we have with Manchester? That's number 1. Number 2, why is a hardship necessary to do what's best for the Hooksett students? And number 3, your core value says that your decisions are based on what's best for the students. That's a quote. It doesn't say students, it says for them. Why are you not making decisions on what's best for Hooksett students? And where do I find the answers to these questions, or when? That's...
Can we, those questions I can't respond right now. I did ask a question on the numbers to make sure what we've been accepting. Those I think we do need to, because it's not my personal opinion on that. We need some information.
So what would you like to do?
I can answer one question. The contract says case by case. I've been voting on case by case since it started. What's my criteria for that case by case? It's just based on what I felt at that time that was presented to me, made sense, that was best for the students. And I've continued to do that. So going back to if we go back to not using this as a guideline, and the board could do that, but I think we've made the right step into getting some guideline using JCB and Ed Rules 320. If we go back to case by case, someone can ask, why did you approve my child or why you did not? And we could just say, we don't have to give them, we can just say, we felt like it. I mean, case by case is what was the case. And we heard the case and we made a decision based on that. So going back to using case by case prior to this could still result in the majority of the school board voting no. But this gave a criteria, as I said, I think I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. Someone asked, what is your criteria for determining case by case? We responded. You need to have some type of prove that it has an impact on your child's education. Well, what is that hardship? And we reflected on that, again, using our own opinion, and we came back with using 320 as a guideline. So questions were asked, and we gave them answers. And so, but going back to case by case, as I said, I voted no March 2nd, 2010 on the contract case by case, and I voted no previously to tonight, and I happen to vote yes tonight because I believe, depending on the case by case, it met that certain guideline. That's why I voted yes today, because it met, based on the information presented to me, it met that threshold. Previous information provided me other requests, it didn't, in my own opinion, did not meet that threshold. So that's all I can respond. The other answers on the numbers exactly, we could go back into the minutes and actually get down on. And this year we approved 15. Next year we approved 4 or whatever. But we can get that information. But I think that information needs some time, and we can come back with it at our next meeting. And that's why it was very good of you, Mr. Chairman, to actually put something officially onto our agenda, so we have a placeholder when we can respond officially. And we wouldn't have to wait, we could respond or not, but at least it officially said, this is when we respond. Before that, we could have waited 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks to respond, but at least we have that there. So I can't answer anything else on that, on those questions.
Can we have more public input, or can we talk about Mr. Crow's question?
Well,
May I have a follow-up question?
hang on, Trish.
This is completely out of control.
I understand, I'm trying. We're still in, Tricia, go ahead.
By some of the questions that have been repeatedly asked, if we went through the list of questions that we were presented and the answers that were given, and ask each board member, do you have anything to add to this, we might reduce some of the repeat questions, because Mr. Dubus's questions, 2 of the 3 we've already answered in what we had, but we didn't read each question. So maybe we need to sit and read each question and give the answers to reduce some of this.
I mean, I did ask
tension
that
onto-
at the beginning, if we wanted to deliberate or
So we did, and we talked about the 19 questions, and we were going to release in the public minutes. I wanted to make sure Mr. Pro got his questions as quick as he possibly could. So at that point, I recommended let's get a copy and release it to him now. Apparently, it'd be better off to do that in public. So I don't have a problem reading every question and reading every answer if it's the will of the board.
I thought I was comfortable with the fact that we are going to put it into the minutes, so then it does become public record. But if the majority would like of the public thinks it would be better if we read them there, then I'm willing to do that. But I just figured, I mean, we were going to make them public. They were going to be in the public minutes for everybody to read. I did read through them, and I did agree with those questions. And as far as for the agreement with Barrington, I did receive this, but I assumed that it would be on another agenda for us to discuss if we thought we needed to, which is why I didn't bring that up today.
okay, we're still doing public, please.
I just couldn't hear that well back there, and I just wanted to make sure. I think at the beginning of Mr. Sullivan's comments, I think you answered my last question about why aren't you making decisions on what's best for the students. I think you said, I just want to make sure that you think you are making decisions on what's best for the students. Is that what you said?
I believe I personally am, and I
Well,
assume,
the board.
well, again,
Okay.
I had hoped that those who serve on public boards are doing best for the people they serve. I know I can only answer for myself, and I haven't, and I certainly hope the others are too, and I have an inclination they are, but I can't really answer for them.
All right, thank you.
Mr.
Then
Dubus, thank you.
My question doesn't go to you specifically, or to whoever else said yes, but my question is to the board then. Why isn't the board making decisions on what's best for the students as in your mandate under the school core values?
We've got the
Thank you.
question. Thank you.